Okay, here we go again with the ranking video of Ben 10, but this time I'm going to remaster it. Last time I made this video 2 years back, I was not that much into Ben 10 Omniverse at that point, but I've rewatched Ben 10 Omniverse and I'm back with the updated revised list of the every Ben 10 show ranked from worst to best. Coming in dead at last number 5 is Ben 10 Reboot from 2016. Now there's no sugarcoating it, this reboot missed the mark, especially for longtime fans. The simplified art style and overly comedic tone alienated the older audience. Sure, it's colorful and fun for young kids, but where's the complexity? Where's the character growth as we saw in the previous shows? The reboot dived up the humor to ridiculous levels, sacrificing the darker, more mature themes that had been in Ben 10 appealing to a wide range of viewers. Instead of building on Ben's history, it reset everything, treating its audience like they couldn't handle a real story arc. The reboot, it's a far cry from what made Ben 10 franchise really great. It's shallow, repetitive, and doesn't respect the legacy of the character that it had truly made. Coming at number 4 is Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. This series followed Alien Force and brought us the Ultimatrix, allowing Ben to unlock more powerful ultimate forms of his aliens, but while the Ultimatrix concept was cool, it sometimes felt more like a tool to amp up the action rather than to deepen the story. The show did good in expanding on the world established in Alien Force. The Dagon arc was pretty good, but the Forever Night arc was just really pathetic. There were moments in the show where I really loved it, but then again, there were moments in the shows that made it really boring, which is why I removed this from number 3 to number 4, as I realized, and I'll say that in the next part, that Omniverse was a tad bit better than Ultimate Alien. So this brings me back towards number 3, which is Ben 10 Omniverse. This show was divisive because of its drastically different art style, which turned off many fans initially. And I personally did not watch Omniverse because of the art style, but once you get past the animation, Omniverse is actually fun. The Kuiper arc was kind of extended, but once you get into season 5, 6, 7, and 8, that's just really, truly amazingly written, especially season 6 when the original story is shown when Ben with the not Omnitrix is given the Omnitrix, and Ben says to Ben that it's not the watch, it's you. It was something like this, which makes it a really good show overall. Ben getting a new partner was not the problem. It focused a bit on immaturity and comedy, but the main focus at the end of the day was towards saving heroes, and the character arc really deepened as we went towards the end of the show. One of Omniverse's strength was the willingness to embrace the weirdness of the Ben 10 universe. The series introduced us to a ton of new aliens, not saying they were good, and expanded the multiverse in ways we had never seen before. Ben's new partner, Rook, brought fresh dynamics. The humor, though more frequent, wasn't as over the top as the reboots. While some fans missed the darker tone of Alien Force and Ultimate Alien, Omniverse found its stride by blending action, humor, and new storylines into its solid entry, earning its spot in the top 3 of my list. And at number 2 is of course Ben 10 Alien Force. This series marked a major shift in tone for the Ben 10 universe. We see an older, more mature Ben facing higher stakes and more complex villains. The storytelling became much more character driven, focusing on Ben, Gwen, and Kevin as they battled the hybrid and the Forever Knights. I still remember when this series first came out, I ran towards my sister and I was like, let's watch this show. And I really loved it. The maturity of Alien Force sets it apart from other Ben 10 series. The stakes felt real, the character dynamics were rich, and Ben's growth as a hero was clear. The villains were darker, the storylines were more emotionally engaging, and the show offered fans something they hadn't seen before, a deeper, more reflective Ben 10 universe. This series defined what made Ben 10 more than just a kids show, solidifying its place as one of the best in the franchise. And we finally move at number 1. We have the series that started it all. Nothing beats the classic Ben 10 from 2005. And this is where the magic all began. Young Ben Tennyson discovering the Omnitrix was a moment that captured the imaginations of millions. The show balanced action, humor, and heart perfectly. The alien transformations were creative, the villains were memorable, and Ben's character development was always front and center. While the original Ben 10 might not be polished or mature as the later series, it set the foundation for everything that followed. It had charm, adventure, and a sense of wonder that made it timeless. Whether you're a longtime fan or just someone getting into the series, the original remains undefeatable. It's the perfect blend of nostalgia, action, and character growth. and for that, it deserves this top spot. That's our ranking for the Ben 10 show. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe for more rankings and breakdowns of your favorite shows and characters. Thanks for watching. Until next time, Cinematic Cosmos Critique signing out.